Okay, welcome to lesson 146 of algebraic concepts, or lesson 2146 overall. We're going to combine rational expressions with like denominators. So basically adding and subtracting fractions. So I multiplied and divided fractions, but now we're going to add and subtract fractions. And we know when we add fractions with different denominators, there are more steps you got to take. And that's why I chose to do multiply and divide first. So all of these have like denominators. Here's our objective, our vocabulary, our picture of a rational expression, our picture of adding rational expressions with like denominators. Okay, so what do we do here? We know when we add fractions, let's say A over B plus C over B, we know that the tops add and the bottom stays the same. So that is the concept we're going to use with all of these. So you get 3 plus 7 over 2x. When you add fractions, the bottom stays the same. 10 over 2x, which equals 5 over x. And that is the answer. Okay, so now what do we do with something like this? First thing we're going to do is we are going to 4 x minus 4 x plus 1 minus 4x plus 1x is minus 3x. Okay, we are going to factor it. Okay, so x minus 5 plus x minus 3 over x plus 4 x plus 1. Wait, minus 4. Okay, I wrote that wrong. This is why you had to do this on paper, because sometimes you'll mix up your signs. So please be careful with that. Okay, so we can add the top. X plus x becomes, so I'm going to just write x minus 5 plus x minus 3. X and x becomes 2x minus 5 plus minus 3 becomes minus 8. Let's factor that out, and that becomes x minus 4. See, look at that. Sometimes this thing helps you out. So this right here is just the numerator right here. That's all that is. I just did it on the side. So we get 2 over x minus 4 all over x minus 4 x plus 1. The x minus 4 cancels out, and we're left with 2 over x plus 1. Simplified. That's what we do. We simplify. Okay, so look, these denominators do not look the same, but let's do a little math magic here, a little fraction magic. If we factor out a -1, a negative times a negative becomes positive. So that's a little bit of math here. So we get 3k minus 6. So now we can add the tops. 4k plus 7 plus 3k plus 9 all over 3k minus 6. So we get 7k plus 16 all over 3k minus 6. Wow, there was nothing to simplify there. That's all we can do. We can't do anything else with that one. That was surprising. But I guess all the work was recognizing that the k had to go first, so the bottoms would be the same. And then remember, the negative and the negative will change that sign to positive. So those were our 3 examples. Please work on the practice problems on a separate piece of paper, and I will see you at the end of the video for a recap. Okay, so let's look at this problem. We got 7a squared minus 5a squared. So that's easy enough. It's just 2a squared all over 4a. Now let's go ahead and cancel. A squared cancels out, 2 over 4. And that leaves you with 2. That leaves you with a over 2. Okay, so let's look at our second problem here. All right. We had the same denominator. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to do 7h minus 3 minus all over 2h minus 1. 2h minus h squared. Be careful with subtraction signs. You're not subtracting 2h. You're subtracting the whole thing. This minus sign is a -1 and has to distribute to here and to here. So watch when I rewrite it. 7h minus 3 minus 2h, a negative times a negative is a positive, plus h squared all over 2h minus 1. Okay, and now combining like terms. We only have 2h and 7h that are alike, so you get h squared minus 5h minus 3 all over 2h minus 1. The factors of 3 do not add to 5, so we will have to put this into the quadratic formula, which is not necessary. It does not simplify easily, and you will get no 2h minus 1 term out of it. So I'm just going to leave it like that. That is as simplified as I can get it. I wish this would have been a 2 in front of the h squared, because things would have looked very differently. I would have been able to factor it, and things it would have just looked different. But that is not the case, and this is all you can do to simplify this problem. Okay, so for our last example, -6x minus the x is first, so I'm going to just leave the negative alone. You got x squared plus 7x. All right, so let's see. We get over 3x. What do we have here? -6x minus 30 plus x squared plus 7x. Because the middle sign is a plus, everything else stays the same. It doesn't change our signs. If this had been a -7x, it would have stayed -7x. The positive does not change any signs. Only when you have negatives you have to worry about these things. So let's combine. Let's take, we get x squared minus 7x plus -6x plus 7x is plus x minus 30 all over 3x. Okay, so simplifying the trinomial, the factors of 30, 6 and 5, add to 1. So we got x plus 6, x minus 5 will give you -30, okay, all over 3x. That's all you can do. You can't factor a 3x or a x plus 6 out of any term, so you are done. So this is the easy one, combining terms with the same denominator. So let's move on to something a little bit more difficult in the next lesson. So thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you in the next video. See you soon.